All right, so Stephen A. Smith had an exchange with another NBA analyst that is a woman. You know, we don't want to say female, that is a woman. Her name is Michaela, whatever, Andrews. So y'all listen up. I'll be back to give my commentary at the end of this. Listen.
This is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here. And it was frustrating to me that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was that led us to this point. So that I just want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more. And short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved. And I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired, or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a disservice to them. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that, excuse me, make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been.
Now, my issue with this is that what she did was try to play victim, not take accountability from the female's perspective. Oh, my bad, the woman's perspective. And so she tried to push that narrative on Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith said, no, I'm not even attacking the woman. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that we need to hold both parties accountable. We need to hold the man accountable. And first of all, Stephen A. Smith let it be known, I'm holding the man accountable. So don't try to play with me like that. I am holding this man accountable because he put himself in a situation. It's called preventative tactics, cause and effect. You do this, this is the cause, this is the effect. If he wouldn't have made the decision that he made in the first place, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So Stephen A. Smith gets it. Now, she want to play victim and not hold the woman accountable and try to make it seem like the woman wasn't shouldn't be liable, whatever woman it was, right? Whatever young lady it is, and I can't wait till the facts come out and the young lady names come out and determine was she married or not. Even though Ime was engaged, he's not technically married, but he should be faithful to his commitment. If that's what you want to do, make commitment to your potential future wife, then so you need to honor that commitment. You don't need to be dealing with other women under no circumstances because you're making a commitment. A commitment is for you to be faithful. So your fiance is under the notion that you're going to be faithful. A lot of people say, well, they've been engaged for 7 years. You already know that man not going to marry you. Well, listen, that's a whole nother subject and topic. For somebody to be engaged 7 years, I don't recommend it. I heard a comedian say, after 7 years, sir, ma'am, that is a promise ring. That is not an engagement ring. And I totally agree. So it's just funny how they try to change the narrative. This NBA analyst, this young lady, tried to change the narrative and put it on Stephen A. Smith like he was attacking the woman when he was really holding the man accountable, but at the same time saying that we should not be biased toward the women and hold the woman just accountable as the man. Somebody let me know what's the issue with that and how would that even possibly be wrong on any level. I'm just saying. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next video. Hit the bell icon. Make sure you get all the notifications. All right?